Hey, my name is Frank, and this is another episode of Youthman Review. Today we're going to talk about a specific feature from the DYM membership, and you don't need to be a member to get this feature either, that I've been using about 6 months, I think. I don't remember how long ago I subscribed to it, but it's called the DYM Text. And so, big question that everyone asks is, what texting service do you use, how much it is, and then we're going to answer those questions right now. DYM Text is a texting service that you can use in your youth ministry to send out mass text messages. Now, next week's video, I'm going to talk about another app called GroupMe that is a little different than DYM. It's not little, it's very different than DYM Text, and it's used for two completely different reasons. But for this purposes, I'm going to talk about DYM Text and how I use it, the pros, the cons, how much it is, and all the other jazz. DYM Text is really good if you have a membership and your youth group is kind of small. You can get DYM Text for free. I couldn't do it because my group is a little bit large enough where the amount of text that they allow you to have in the free zone is not enough. It's way too small. I had to go the next one up, which is $16 a month, I think, $16 a month, or some price that you get if you pay a year upfront. But regardless, it wasn't enough to get the free package. So I went to the next one up, and it was just the right amount. And it works. It does what it needs to do. It sends out text messages to your students. You can schedule the text. You only have so many characters, but if you can't say what you need to say in so many characters, you're saying too much. And it does the job it needs to do. And so the pro is it works. Now, there are a couple cons to DYM Text. And the reason why I think there's some cons is because before I used DYM Text, I was using this other service, and I'm not going to say what it was called because I actually left the service because they took a bunch of money from me, and I had to deal with them in a different way. But this service is really good, but it's not as simple or easy to use as some other services that are out there. For example, in this service, there has to be this weird title text. Now, maybe I'm using it wrong. So if someone at DYM Text is watching this, can you tell me what I'm doing wrong? Because every single time I go there and I install and I want to send a text out, there's this little area where it's above where you write the full message, and you have to write this title type of thing and refresh it, and it goes into your message. So it could be tonight at youth group, and then there's a colon, and then you write the rest of the message. And I don't think you can leave it blank. I think you have to write this little thing with a colon. Where other texting services, you just write the message. So the little title text, it takes unnecessary amount of characters, and it's just kind of silly. I really wish it wasn't there, but it's not that big of a deal that I can't just figure out how to use it in my message. One thing that really threw me off, that I didn't have this issue with any other texting service I used before, is there's this approval process to get on DYM Text. Now, I don't think this is DYM's thing. I think it's the service they use to have DYM Text, but there's this form they have to fill out. I had to print it, I had to scan it and send it back and sign it. And I think there's these laws and rules that I wouldn't do stuff illegally. I don't really remember all this stuff. I remember thinking this is taking way too long for me to be able to use this. You know what I'm saying? I just remember other services, I sign up, I pay how much I want to pay, I can send a text right then. This, I had to wait a couple hours because they had to approve something. I remember this day, I did it, it was frantic because I needed to change my texting service now because I had an announcement to send out that night, and it was just crazy. But it worked out, but it just took a while, and I didn't like that. So I guess that's a con, but maybe just I'm impatient. And then the other thing that's kind of a con with DYM Text is that it's not super easy to navigate. In other features, other text messaging services, it's just here's this form, here's the message, here's the time you want to send it, and press send. This one has a lot of fields which group do you want to send it to, what time do you want to send it to, all these, it gives you the option to send a picture, but if you send a picture, it takes way more credits, which you can find out later what that means, than it needs to, and all this other, it's just a little bit more complicated than it needs to be, but it's not a terrible con. And so, to end this saying is this: I use DYM Text. I like it. It could be better, and right now I'm using it because it's the most affordable for how many texts I get, and it works. And they're not robbing me, which is the reason why I kind of went to DYM Text in the first place. And so I don't know who else uses DYM Text. If you do use DYM Text, you can write below and tell me what you like about DYM Text. If there was a con that you see that I haven't mentioned, you can let me know. And if you know the answer about the whole title thing, that would be helpful, because I would want to get rid of it because it's lame and I don't want to have it. But in any situation, if you have any questions, let me know. Hit me up, like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to you guys next week. See ya.